Try putting your phone down, or at the very least recognize that what you're holding in your hand is one of the bricks building the wall that separates you from the real world. You're standing in the middle of a city of millions. You have thousands of friends on social media, and you can connect with anyone on the other side of the globe in a single second. And yet, why does this feeling of emptiness and loneliness seem more intense than ever before? Why are depression and suicide rates in the most developed countries like the United States, Japan, and South Korea reaching record highs in this era of hyperconnectivity? The answer isn't that technology failed. The answer is that there is a systematic strategy at work. Welcome to the decoding of the matrix of loneliness, where the threads that connect one person to another are deliberately severed so you can be turned into the most easily manipulated entity in human history. The social atomization plan. To control a crowd, the most effective method isn't brute force. It's to break people down until each individual becomes an isolated unit cut off from community support. In sociology, this is called the process of social atomization. Look back across human history. For tens of thousands of years, we survived through tribal structures. Community bonds were the armor that protected people from predators and natural disasters. But for modern systems of governance and financial capitalism, a tightly bonded community is a threat. Why? Because a community that truly looks after its members won't need banks to survive on debt. It won't need insurance conglomerates to purchase peace of mind. And it won't be easily manipulated by divisive advertising and messaging. This atomization campaign accelerated during the Industrial Revolution in the West. People were pulled away from villages and extended families and thrown into unfamiliar industrial cities. There, a person was no longer a member of a tribe. They became a unit of labor. In urban architecture across the United States and Western Europe, after World War II, we see the rise of suburban zones, detached houses, separated by fences and wide lawns. This isn't privacy. This is planned isolation. People no longer sit on the porch and talk to neighbors. They retreat into concrete boxes, shut the door, and stare into a phone screen. Here is the first brutal truth. The system needs you lonely so you become weak. An isolated individual is an anxious individual, and an anxious individual will seek relief through consumption, through debt, and through the guidance of those in power. In a healthy society, people need 3 living spaces: the home, the workplace, a third place for community connection, public squares, tea shops, village gathering points, informal clubs. Now look at today's major Western cities. The third place is disappearing or being fully commercialized. Public parks shrink. Town squares become billboard spaces. The only places you can meet people are shopping malls or coffee chains like Starbucks. But are you truly connected at Starbucks? No. You're purchasing a temporary seat so you can keep working or keep looking at your phone. You pay money to sit inside a crowd while remaining completely alone. Commercializing connection turns relationships into transactions. When free natural spaces for meeting disappear, people lose real-world social skills. We become afraid of direct contact, afraid of a stranger's gaze, afraid of conversations that weren't scheduled in advance. The disappearance of the third place leaves an enormous void in the human soul, and that is exactly when the Matrix offers a perfect substitute, one that is deeply destructive. The digital oasis, fake connection, real loneliness. Social media was born with a promise to bring the world closer together, but we need to look again and see its true nature. Social media doesn't create connection, it creates performance. When you interact with someone through a screen, you are not interacting with their real self. You are interacting with a carefully edited version of them. And this triggers a frightening psychological consequence: silent comparison. Every time you see friends traveling, succeeding, or looking happy on Facebook or Instagram, your brain doesn't feel connected. It feels threatened. It feels inferior. And instead of seeking support, you retreat deeper into your shell and try to construct a new artificial image as a counterattack. Silicon Valley's algorithms turn your loneliness into a diamond mine. A lonely person spends more time on social media searching for comfort. A lonely person is easier to provoke with outrage content. A lonely person is more likely to believe conspiracy theories because they crave the feeling of belonging to a group of people who know the truth. Social media severs the deep sensitive wiring between people. Eye contact, tone of voice, scent, physical presence, and replaces it with binary reactions like and dislike. We can have thousands of friends and still have no one to call at 200 a.m. when we're desperate. We live inside an illusion of intimacy with celebrities or strangers online, while the people closest to us in real life become unfamiliar. The system succeeds by turning human beings into digital islands, each person imprisoned in their own private echo chamber, lonely and self-absorbed at the same time. The economy of emptiness. Why is loneliness profitable? Follow the money and you'll see why the system wants this loneliness to continue. A society made of lonely individuals is a goldmine for consumerism. Economic research in countries such as the United Kingdom and Japan shows that lonely people tend to spend more on entertainment products, fast food, and comfort services. When you don't have a support network of family or friends, you must buy everything. No one to help you move, hire a service. No one to talk to, pay a therapist, or buy a therapy app. No one to eat with order delivery. Loneliness has created billion-dollar industries. In Japan, rental services have emerged where people can hire friends or even hire a family to attend weddings or simply to have someone to talk to. In the United States, the pet industry has exploded, not merely because people love animals more, but because pets feel like a safer, lower-risk substitute for complex human relationships. And beyond that, a lonely employee is an ideal employee for multinational corporations. They don't have a family waiting for them at home. They don't have a community pulling them into social life. They accept overtime more easily. They relocate more easily. They are more easily consumed by hustle culture, working themselves to exhaustion because work becomes the only thing that defines their value. The system turns the emptiness inside you into fuel for GDP. The lonelier you are, the more you consume. The more you consume, the more you must work. And the more you work, the less time you have to connect. A perfect loop keeping the machine running on your sweat and your despair. Divide and rule. Polarization as a weapon. Individual loneliness becomes the foundation for collective division. When people no longer have real bonds in local communities, they begin searching for belonging in abstract identities. Politics, religion, extremist ideologies online. The Matrix uses loneliness to build emotional armies by pushing people into opposing extremes. The system ensures we stay busy fighting one another instead of looking up at the puppeteer. The rich hate the poor, the left hates the right. Older generations hate younger generations and vice versa. This polarization is fed by social media algorithms that prioritize divisive content because it keeps users engaged the longest. When you're lonely and feel threatened, your brain automatically searches for an enemy to blame for your pain. This is the peak of divide and rule, billions of people feeling lonely, even while participating in endless online battles with millions of others. A society atomized to this extent can never form true dialogue or durable solidarity strong enough to challenge existing power structures. We become isolated screams inside a digital storm the system engineered. Rat Park and the nature of addiction. To understand how brutal loneliness is to human biology, we need to look at a famous experiment, Rat Park, created by psychologist Bruce Alexander. In traditional experiments, researchers placed a rat alone in a metal cage with 2 water bottles, one with plain water and one laced with morphine. The rat would repeatedly choose the morphine water often until death. The conclusion was the drug is the cause. But Bruce Alexander asked a different question. Is it the drug or is it the cage? So he built Rat Park, a paradise for rats with good food toys, and most importantly, many other rats to socialize with, mate with, and play with. The results were shocking. Rats in Rat Park barely touched the morphine water. Even rats that had been addicted before entering Rat Park often stopped using once they reconnected with others. The message is clear: addiction, whether to shopping, social media, or debt, is not merely a chemical problem. It is a problem of disconnection. Modern Western societies are designed like isolated metal cages. We are cut off from real relationships, starved emotionally, and stuffed into meaningless work. In that environment, finding digital morphine or consumer morphine is an inevitable survival response. The system does not want to cure your loneliness. It wants to sell you expensive painkillers so you can endure the cage for one more day. And another, and another. The deepest consequence, the erosion of empathy. The most profound consequence of the loneliness matrix is the erosion of empathy. Empathy is a skill trained through physical presence. When you sit across from someone, see their tears, feel their warmth, sense their breathing, your brain activates mirror neurons that allow you to feel their pain. But when we communicate only through text or images on a screen, empathy is neutralized. That's why people can say the most venomous, cruel things on social media, things they would never dare say face to face. The screen turns humans into graphics instead of living beings with emotions. A society without empathy is disabled. It is a society where people can walk past someone injured on the road only to film it. A society where another person's suffering becomes entertainment content. Loneliness turns us into numb entities, obsessed only with our own small safety and self-interest. And that is exactly the state the managerial elite wants most. A crowd of individuals looking down at their own feet instead of looking into each other's eyes. To be fair, there are few places in the world like Vietnam where when disasters strike, people from the north, central and south come together to donate and rush to flood zones with relief. In the recent storms and floods in the north and central regions, long convoys came from the Central Highlands, the south and the north to help strangers they had never even met. Those are priceless Vietnamese values. Vietnam may not be as prosperous as many countries and may not have as many achievements as many countries, but we have priceless values that many other places do not. Cherish them. Love each other more. Unplugging the Matrix 3 rules. And now we've reached the core of the naked truths. If you feel a deep sadness, it isn't necessarily depression. It may be your soul resisting the metal cage. You can't destroy the internet. You can't redesign an entire city. But you can choose to unplug loneliness starting right now. The greatest freedom in this era isn't having endless money or endless power. It is having the capacity for real connection. The solution is not downloading a new Make Friends app. The solution is a form of social guerrilla action. Here are 3 rules to break the loneliness matrix. Rule 1. Prioritize physical presence absolutely. Create no tech zones in your life. When you eat with friends, put your phone in your pocket. When you speak with family, look them in the eyes. 1 hour of face-to-face conversation is worth more than 1,000 hours of texting. Presence is the most precious gift humans can give each other. Reclaim your third places, even if it's just a corner of a park or a sidewalk iced tea stall. Rule 2. Break the convenience of isolation. The system wants you to choose convenience as a path to isolation. Don't order fast food if you can go out and eat with colleagues or cook with your partner. Don't hoard and then binge buy online like a maniac. If you can walk to a local shop and chat briefly with the seller or grocery shop together with someone you love, accept the inconvenience of real human interaction. Those small frictions are what feed empathy and the sense of belonging. Rule 3. Build your small tribe. Don't chase thousands of online friends. Find a small circle, 3 to 5 people you can trust completely. People you can be vulnerable with and who can be vulnerable with you. Build a support network based on sincerity, not on transactions and benefit exchanges. In a world of illusion, sincerity is an act of rebellion. Protect your tribe from algorithmic invasion and work pressure. The loneliness matrix is sophisticated, but it can only exist if you keep closing your heart. When you dare to step out, dare to touch others, dare to empathize with the suffering of your fellow humans, you directly break one link in the system's chain of control. Remember, you are not alone in this loneliness. Billions of people out there are staring at screens, longing for something real. Be the one who breaks the silence first. Awakening begins with recognizing that we need each other in order to be human. Welcome back to the tribe of the awakened. Welcome back to finding yourself in the eyes of another. Today's podcast is a reminder of what truly matters beneath the shell of technology. Yeah,